What's up, everybody? Y'all come on in. What's up, everybody? What's up, Civil Real? What's up, Sky? What's up, Crystal? What's up, GG? What's up, Freedom? Y'all come on in. What's up, Javon? What's up, Asaki? Alright, we'll give him another minute, y'all, and we'll get started. What's up, Cheryl? All right. How about we begin? What's up, Lava? Now, this is Return of the Ancient Ones Part 2. This time, I took a couple of trips to the mounds since I've last talked about the Return of the Ancient Ones and Moundville and everything. What's up, Oshun? Since I've last talked about all that, I've taken a couple of trips down there and got a few new upgrades and lessons and teachings and experiences for y'all that we're going to go over. Plus, I got in contact with the InterCosmic Washitaw Empire while I was out there. So, we're going to get it in now. First and foremost, who are the Washitaw? And the answer is they are the celestial titans who originally seeded our universe. That's who the Washitaw really is. What are their colors? Red, black, and green. Y'all seen the flag on multiple occasions. See what I'm saying? Y'all have seen the flag on multiple occasions. Let me see here. Can I get y'all a picture real quick? Yo, the Washitaw. There y'all go. Y'all seen this flag on multiple occasions. It has nothing really to do with Pan-Africanism. It's actually the royal colors of the Washitaw Nation. For the Washitaw, today is red for our blood and struggle, black for our people of color, green for the land, the symbol of hope, a liberated future which black heroes spoke. Now, to them, what do the colors represent to the ancient ones? You see what I'm saying? What's up, Karen? What's up, Lindy? What do the colors represent? Red represents the blood of our mighty ancestral lineage and advanced metagenetics. Notice I said metagenetics, which are your soul genetics. You see what I'm saying? Your soul library inside of your genome. You see what I'm saying? Your genome. Next, you got black. Black represents the jazzy melting that fuels all of the existence, or also known as source melting. You see what I'm saying? Y'all heard me talk about that on multiple occasions. Green actually represents hue, which is the green light radiation and is known as the force of creative will, which is the color frequency of nature as well. So the reason why people on Earth are so creative is because they feeding off this green light radiation, or what our Nubian homies called hue, H-U, the force of creative will. The Green Lantern Corps, they use what? The green ring, that creative will, that creative energy, the ability to create off top of your head, off the dome, freestyling. You see what I'm saying? Putting it together, laying the foundation, and building on it. That's what creative will is. And they've been trying to shut down their creative will for years. You see what I'm saying? That's why it's always an attack on what? Your emotions, your heart chakra. You see what I'm saying? Your heart chakra. Now, what are our symbols? You see what I'm saying? What are our symbols? You see what I'm saying? The symbols down there in Moundville is actually two major ones. It's the eye with the hand on it, which connects us to Orion. You know, why is our ancestors always talking about Orion? Orion and Sirius used to be the top two. Why Orion? What's so special about it? Orion is important because it is the birthplace of our ancestors along with Sirius. Example, the Anunnaki, the Nibiru, the Nomos, the mound builders, Titans, Assurers, Immortals, Giants, etc. So what does this eye with the hand on it look like? Let's see here. Let's see. It looks like this. You see it? The hand with the eye. Now it's in every culture. That's the interesting part. It's in every culture. So I got a video for y'all that goes in on the hand with the eye. Every culture has their own idea of what it is, but of course, like always, we have our own idea as well. So let's get it. Now, this one here is called Hamsa, the hand of Fatima, the hand of Mary, the hand of the goddess. And we already know Mary is who? Sophia. So let's get us some. Fatima is Sophia in the Arabic world. So let's get it. Hold on here. No volume. That's what we lack.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. I have come to you today to re-instruct the believers, those who believe, in the meaning and usage of a very important talisman for protection, known as the Hamsa. The Hamsa is a popular symbol found throughout the Middle East and Northern Africa, particularly within the Islamic and Jewish faiths. The Hamsa hand is a universal sign of protection, power, and strength that dates back to ancient Mesopotamia. The Hamsa is known as Fatima to Muslims, and the Hand of Mary in Judaism and Kabbalah. Both Fatima and Mary were sacred holy women who used the power of the symbol to protect against the evil eye and all negative energies. The word Hamsa, or Kamsa, means 5. Each of the 5 fingers of the right hand has a different symbolic meaning. Each finger symbolizes chakras and energy flow in the body, which correspond to the 5 senses, 5 alchemical elements, and the 5 extremities of the body. Arm, leg, arm, head, or Allah. It also represents the 5 books of the Torah, the 5 pillars of Islam, and the 5th letter of the Hebrew alphabet, Het, which represents one of God's holy names. It is no coincidence that the Hebrew letter Yod represents the hand of God, and when combined with the Hamsa, or 5th letter, Het, you have components of the name Yahweh. The thumb represents the element of fire, and connects to the solar plexus chakra. The forefinger represents the element of air, and connects to the heart chakra. The middle finger represents the element of ether, and connects to the throat chakra. The ring finger represents the element of earth, and connects to the root chakra. And the pinky finger represents the element of water, and connects to the sacral chakra. This is the most powerful way to decorate your Hamsa when getting henna tattoos, to properly align all of the energies. The center of the hand should be decorated with further symbols, such as a lotus flower representing transformation, and the crown chakra, and an eye representing the opening of the third eye chakra. When the Hamsa symbol is displayed facing up, it is a universal sign against evil, and powerful sign of protection which shields us from our inner thoughts of hatred, jealousy, and insecurities. When the Hamsa symbol is displayed facing down, it opens you up to all of the universe, welcoming them into your life, and also brings fertility and answers to prayers and manifestations. The Hamsa symbol was first used in ancient times by the Phoenicians to represent the lunar goddess Tanit. Over time, symbols associated with Tanit became powerful talismans. Her hand became the protective amulet known as the Hamsa, and her body became the amulet known as the Ankh. Many female secret societies in Africa and the Middle East use the Hamsa as a sacred symbol. Also, certain black college sororities use a variation of the Hamsa as a secret symbol. The Hamsa today is popular as a protective charm, and can be found incorporated into jewelry, wall hangings, keychains, and other decorative household elements, to ward off the evil eye. But more importantly, the Hamsa is in the process of transcending its origins, to become a symbol of peace, in war-torn Middle East. And many Jews and Arabs wear the Hamsa to demonstrate the common ground shared by them, and the common source from which their religions spring. No longer just a talisman, the Hamsa has instead become a symbol of hope and peace in the modern world. May your Hamsa hand bring you love, light, luck and protection. Shalom.
So there y'all go. There y'all go. That's what the Hamsa represents, right? Let's see, I got a little article here for you as well. Also, the second symbol is the winged serpent, which represents the rising Kundalini force inside you. And that's what it looks like in Moundville. See, that's what the winged serpent looks like in Moundville. But I got an article for y'all that we're gonna talk about here. So let's get it and pull it up. Unlocking the mystery of the Rattlesnake Disc. Let's see, he became interested in archaeology, yada yada. Since then, I visited Indian mounds throughout the southeastern U.S., but none have stirred me quite like those at Moundville. And he takes a picture of Moundville here. You go to the picture of it. Moundville, Alabama, just 13 miles south of Tuscaloosa, is home to more than 20 ancient Indian mounds. adjacent to the Black Warrior River. This site is considered the second largest Native North American complex behind only Cahokia near St. Louis. It is also home to some of the most famous Indian relics in the United States, including the Rattlesnake Disc. The Rattlesnake Disc is one of the enigmatic archaeological finds that appeals to my inner Indiana Jones, and there was only one place where I could see the real thing. I was finally here. I was finally here. My mind reeled as I entered the tall double doors of Mountville Jones Archaeological Museum. Paused to let my eyes adjust to the dimness, I found myself immersed in an ornate display of ancient relics from a lost civilization. This, I whispered to my as enthusiastic son, is way better than an afternoon in a 100-year-old library. Armed with 2 cameras and a keen interest, I took in as much as I could. There were mannequins dressed in ceremonial costumes, a young bride sitting a wooden chariot warrior on the shoulders of 4 warriors. Now they changed out the mannequins. They used to be melanated indigenous beings, right? They switched them out for mostly $5 Indians for the most part in the museum. So another display showed a royal family consisting of the chief, his wife, and their son, the heir to the kingdom, meeting with a medicine man holding a round tablet. I took note of the scenes, but objects behind them caught my eye. The Rattlesnake Disc. There it was. I could hardly contain my excitement as my eyes beheld the genuine Rattlesnake Disc. Mounted inside a dimly lit double-sided glass wall, the 12-inch diameter Rattlesnake Disc was noticeably larger than other less decorated discs. One side of the disc contained nothing. The other side contained an open left hand with an eye in the palm. 2 rattlesnakes knotted together on both sides of the hand surrounded the hand. Both snakes had horns on their head, and both had a ribbon streaming from their upper fangs. So here's the Rattlesnake Disc right here. But I just showed y'all a little drawing of it because this is a little brighter, but it's just basically the disc with the hand on the island I just showed y'all. What could this mean, I wonder? The mystery began to unravel across the museum. Other pottery contained variations of images of the hand symbol. Other objects contained images of birds that were combined with the snake motif. It became apparent much of the pottery from Mountville was associated with death and the afterlife. Once again, our ancestors didn't give a fuck about this plane. They was working on getting up out of this bitch. Why is the most highly advanced beings on the planet at that time not enjoying life as it is? They were working to get their souls out of this. It's because this realm was ran by archons and they knew it. See what I'm saying? It was controlled by the archonic frequencies and they knew this. You see what I'm saying? The soul's journey. Scattered throughout the museum told the tale. Signs scattered throughout the museum told the tale. At the time of death, one soul was released from the body through a portal in the palm of the hand. That makes sense. I can see why they might think that. I thought, after all, in some cultures, we don't look people in the eyes because they feel like you're staring into their souls. The eye is the window to the soul. The people of Mountville believe after the soul departs the body, it embarks onto the path of the souls. This pathway they thought was the Milky Way. The soul's journey across the Milky Way led them to the realm of the dead, which was guarded by the celestial serpent, a rattlesnake figure with wings and horns on his head. The winged serpent I just showed y'all. Guardian of the realm of the dead, the winged serpent. That's what he looked like on the pottery. You know what I'm saying? That's what he looked like on the pottery. So let's continue. Suddenly I realized the Mountville people share profound beliefs with other groups of people I studied. Among the ancient Egyptians, the winged serpent Wadjet is depicted on Egyptians' reliefs, coffins, and in tombs. Asian dragons also seem to be types of these winged serpents. Could the winged serpent be a shadow of the fallen Satan, the angel who appeared as a serpent in the Garden of Eden and is elsewhere named as the guardian of the dead? A couple of Bible verses suddenly flashed in my mind. And he seized the dragon, the ancient serpent who is the devil, or Satan, and bound him for 1,000 years. How you have fallen from heaven, morning star, Lucifer, son of the dawn. You have been cast down to the earth, you who once laid low the nation. You said in your heart, I will ascend to the heavens. I will raise my throne above the stars of God. I will sit enthroned on the mount of assembly on the utmost heights of Mount Zaphon. I will ascend above the tops of the clouds. I will make myself like the Most High. But you are brought down to the realm of the dead, to the depths of the pit. That's a commentary between Yaldabaoth and Lucifer. Most people don't know that. So who is the most? He just referenced the Most High. So who is this other being? We know he talking to Lucifer. So who is the being that's talking? Who is the commentator? Who is the commentator? You see what I'm saying? So who is the commentator? The commentator is Yaldabaoth, the demiurge. Yeah, that's the person who's talking to Lucifer right now. So Lucifer trying to get the fuck up out of here. Lucifer realized that the worst thing he ever did was descend down here to the physical plane. Ran by these spiritual jailers, these world rulers, and these celestial vampires, or as we know them, the archons. You see what I'm saying? Let's see here. Those who see you stare at you. They ponder your fate. Is this the man who shook the earth and made kingdoms tremble? Now, why is he brought to the realm of the dead? Because your soul is what? Because Lucifer is the morning star, who is Heru, right? Your soul is what? Light. And the dead is what? The free soul. You see what I'm saying? Because remember, Yaldabaoth is only God of the living, not God of the dead. You see what I'm saying? So that's he's talking about Lucifer. You just gonna be a God of the dead right now. So he transmuted from Lucifer, from Heru to Heru Anubis. You see what I'm saying? Because that's who God of the underworld is. You see what I'm saying? So this you got going on here. And so, but by becoming Heru Anubis, he was able to navigate through the realm of the dead, i.e. the physical plane, so that he could pull himself back up to the back up inside of him through his Dante's ladder or chakra system, back up into the heavens of his crown, on up into his Godhead, so he can become like who? The most high pre-existing one. Poor Mandra is, right? So this you got going on here. What's up, V? What's up, Dark Sunday? So yeah. The mystery of the eye in the hand. I hardly had time to process the mystery of the winged serpent when my attention returned to the eye in the hand. In my studies of Hinduism, Buddhism, and Jainism, I encountered numerous variations of the hand and eye symbol, known to them as the Ahimsa, or Hamsa, that y'all just learned. For the peoples of India, the Ahimsa is the sign of non-violence, non-injury, or peace. The eye in the palm appears in Islam too. Perhaps it was adopted from their Indian neighbors, but for Muslims, the palm and eye symbol, the Hamza or hand of Fatima, is believed to bring people peace and protection. And this is another variation of it. Similarly, the people of Moundville were seeking a safe, peaceful passage to the realm of the dead, and their hand and eye symbol was an important expression of their belief. Like the Hamza and the Hamza, I observed variations of the eye in the hand. One variation in particular blew me away. On one vessel, part of a collection of 3 pieces, recently returned after being stolen 40 years ago, a cross appeared inside a hand. Had I visited Moundville when I first wanted to go, I would have missed it. Imagine a mysterious symbol of a cross in a palm, a symbol of a portal into the afterlife fulfilled by Jesus' death. Once again, who is Jesus? We talked about this. Jesus is Asa, or y'all know it's Osiris. You see what I'm saying? It's Asa. So that's why Jesus is always represented by death and rebirth. What did Asa do? He died and came back to life again. You see what I'm saying? So this is the same story, just different characters in a different culture. That's all. Feel about Jesus' death on the cross. The cross represents what? The physical body. When he was nailed through his hands. Why was he nailed through his hands, of all things? Because the hand is the eye. You see what I'm saying? The eye, the hand chakra. You see what I'm saying? The hand chakras. Because also there's a connection to the hand chakras as well. Because the eye is on the hand, right? And those are your eyes. Well, what do hands represent? The hands represent your ability to act, because what do you do with your hand? You perform alchemy. You see what I'm saying? So the hands represent alchemy. They represent skill. They represent technique. They represent engineering, mathematics, all this, because you do many things with your hand. You perform many alchemies with the hand. And the eye in the hand is your ability to see what you are doing, because you are guided by the wisdom of your soul. You see what I'm saying? You're guided by the wisdom of your soul. So, through your soul, your skills and techniques are backed by ancestral forces. You see what I'm saying? Cosmic forces. You see what I'm saying? That's what you got going on here. That's what you got going on. That's why they say their souls went through their hands of the eye. That's the alchemy, because hands represent alchemy. The eye is, connected to the eye. They said what in the Bible that the seal could be on your what? It could be on your forehead, which is here, your third eye, or it could be on your right hand, which is, you just seen the eye and the hand. So now you see where's all this coming from with the book of Revelation. You see what I'm saying? It's all connected now. The hand with the eye on it is the same symbolism in the book of Revelation, where they talk about the right hand. Sometimes on the right hand, other times on the left hand, depending on who's telling the story. See what I'm saying? But we now know that the soul can do what? Leave through the hand. And I'm going to go in on a little bit more of what this represents. So now, let us continue here. Then the full weight of mystery of the eye and the hand hit me. Around 700 BC, the prophet Isaiah wrote, "But he was pierced for our transgressions. He was crushed for our iniquities. The punishment that brought us peace was upon him. And by his wounds we are healed." You see what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? Because what? Death and rebirth. The Osirian energy. The Osirian energy is all about death and rebirth. Regeneration and rejuvenation. You see what I'm saying? Because death is what? Transition. See what I'm saying? From one state of being or one location to the next, or one state of being to the next. So this is what you got going on. Jesus was pierced in his hands. The violence he endured brought peace to our souls. The piercing of Jesus' hands in the portal to our atonement with God. Jesus' suffering wasn't just for Christians and Messianic Jews. Jesus suffered so that anyone anywhere could have peace in him, in you. You see what I'm saying? In yourself. Where did Jesus go immediately after his death? He descended into Hades, the realm of the dead, to defeat who? Death. You see what I'm saying? To defeat death. Who is death? Azrael. You see what I'm saying? The death force. Azrael. So when he defeated the death energy, the death force, there Jesus defeated Satan, the garden of the realm of the dead, then proved his victory when he rose again and was seen by hundreds of people. What did Asar do? He died, came back to life, showed his face for a little bit, and then became what? The new guardian of the realm of the dead. Or he ascended to a higher realm, depending on the story. You see what I'm saying? I am the living one. I was dead, and now look, I am alive forever and ever. I hold the keys of death and Hades. Come on now, they telling y'all. It's all death and rebirth. That's why Jesus is the most popular story, because it's Asar in the Christian form. You see what I'm saying? Paul tells us Jesus is the fulfillment of the mysteries kept hidden since the beginning of the world. If the Roman centurion could exclaim, "Sure, this was the Son of God," after witnessing the events surrounding Jesus' crucifixion, doesn't it seem reasonable that Christ's death is a signal to people all over the world to look to him as their protector in the afterlife? That's the gospel message. For God so loved the world that he gave his one and only Son, that whosoever believes in him shall not perish but have eternal life. So the Asarian energy. Asari is what? Green. Heart chakra. Green light radiation. Where's the soul located? Within the heart soul. You see what I'm saying? Within the heart chamber, which leads to the core. You go through a black hole, and in there is sitting who? A giant melanated version of yourself. You see what I'm saying? Holding a giant sun, like they showed you in the Avatar show. When he went to the Avatar state, Aang or Korra, they went to the Avatar state. They was holding what? A giant globe in their hand, and a giant glowing gold, and that was their soul. That was their soul, their divine spark. And it was huge. It was not just this little small sun. It was a giant sun, because you a giant. You just down here working through some things to get back to personifying that giant within you back on this realm. See what I'm saying? That's what you got going on here. So now, there's some cosmological things that connected this as well that I had grabbed. Another Lakota myth mentions that the bottom half of Orion, the constellation of the hand, represented the arm of a chief that was ripped off by the Thunder People. As a punishment from the gods for his selfishness, his daughter. Now, who are the Thunder People? The Thunder People, there's a lot of thunder energy in fucking the Native American teachings. The Thunder People are the solar ancestors. You see what I'm saying? The solar deities, the solar gods and goddesses. See what I'm saying? His daughter offered to marry the person who can retrieve his arm from the sky. So the young warrior, fallen star, Lucifer, whose father was a star and whose mother was human, returned his arm and married his daughter, symbolizing harmony between the gods and humanity with the help of the younger generation. The index finger is represented by Regal. The Orion Nebula is the thumb. The belt of Orion is the wrist. And the star, Beta Eridani, is the pinky finger. So it's astrology as well. You see what I'm saying? It's astrology as well. And this is an image of the Kenyan, one of the thunder people. You see what I'm saying? Let's see here. Yeah, one of the thunder people. The word is usually translated as thunder spirit, thunder beings, or thunderbirds. Hiokas, that is contrarian's dream of Wakenian and can burn cedar to protect themselves from thunder and lightning, since Wakenian respects and will not harm their tree. And I think Hiokas, that's a term for empaths. The Hioka empath will be the strongest empath that ever lived. Yeah. This is deep, very, very deep. So let's see what you got going on here. So let us continue here. Let's continue to the next topic. Now y'all know y'all symbolism. Now I'm about to get into a story that I went and I meditated on the mounds. This is the trip before this one that I took last week. And I call this meditative vision quest the initiations. So, check this out. It began with me sitting on my lawn chair as I meditated on the indigenous chief's pyramid mound in Mountville, Alabama. As I was meditating, in my mind's eye, I could see a giant light-skinned indigenous man who was a pyramid keeper walk up to me. He introduced himself as Mike. I don't know why everybody love to call themselves Mike these days, but Mike is that warrior energy. You see what I'm saying? So we're gonna go with that. And he told me he was my indigenous ancestor and guide for my vision quest. He was also the gatekeeper of the indigenous ancestors' secrets, as only the pure of heart are privy to them. He bestowed on me a glyph to get initiated into the secrets of the mounds. I then activated the mound in my meditations with my will. In my imagination, I would see the mound lifting like a starship. You see, and we told y'all the mounds are starships too. It opened up a hole in the ground, vortex or portal, which was a portal which I jumped into. I landed in the underground city where my ancestors lived. They are the ancient mcjnetwork Washitaw of the Mu Empire. I greeted one of the ambassadors. I greeted them, and one of the ambassadors took me to the Empress Malaya. She was a fine dark chocolate sister, dressed in all black with like green feather-like adornments. Fine as a motherfucker. Yeah. So she then discussed the initiation as she led me down a hallway. It led to an arena where I had to fight a 6-armed golden guardian, and I defeated them. I had to fight a few of them actually. Next, a giant golden guardian who was way bigger than the rest came and attacked me. I beat him by using my force to disintegrate his arms and legs where he fell over. Next, the ceiling opened up. The Empress told me to jump up through it, and so I did. I came up in another dimension, which was a grassland. The Empress then had me fight an army of monsters. I vanquished them with my life force energy, and they disintegrated. I then had to fight what seems to be another giant golem, but it transformed into a giant monster. I defeated it by vaporizing it with force energy. The Empress then says, "While you are strong," she then gets me with the glyph of arrival, which glowed gold, whereas the glyph of initiation glowed white. It looked like the hand with the eye on it. Once again, the hand symbolism. The hand and eye symbolism. She then tells me, we choose you for the Mount Resurrection process. She then tells me, we choose you for the Mount Resurrection process. We were then transported into the ethers. She then has me manipulating 16 celestial mounds which I then ground all over the earth. These pyramid mounds became pyramid temples. They shot out individually beams of light, which created a 17th celestial mound over the earth called Tartarus. We then walked into the golden pyramid around the Empress. We then walked into the golden pyramid that was sitting above the earth. And as I was looking around, the Empress then appeared and says, "This is where I will train the next generation in the ways of the Force." She also tells me I can modify it to fit my needs. And then the vision quest ends. So there you go. There you go. That was my initiation into the mound secrets and the ancestors. So next, what is some of the things I learned down there? What's some of the rituals you could do? One of the greatest things I could tell y'all is touch the mounds with your physical hands and feet, and you will get an electrical download and upload through your hands and feet, and it will supercharge you. You see what I'm saying? Like my hands is like they were just vibrating and shaking when I touched the mounds down there last time. You see what I'm saying? Of course, meditate on the mounds. All type of cool things you could do to, y'all wizards too. Go to your local mound. Y'all got mounds all over America. So, look them up in your local area and see. Go touch your one. Go get upgraded. Because these energies are strong right now. Because the pyramid mounds have already been activated. And they waiting on you to come and get you some. You see what I'm saying? Now that we got that out the way, so go get you some. All these mounds with all these forces and powers can accelerate your ability to access your psychic abilities as well. So they can also teach you how to use them. And because these are sacred areas, your psychic abilities, force abilities, psionic abilities are automatically enhanced because them being force nexuses or places that's unusually or highly strong in force energy, soul energy, and psychic energy. You see what I'm saying? So now, let's continue here. Let's continue. What is the Washitaw Empire? This is the next vision quest that I had this past time I was out there. So, this time I'm meditating. God damn, what was that? God, my bad. I can just turn this one down. Yeah. Had a lot of people hit me up just then. So now, where are we? Let's see. Now we get to the cosmic side of these things. Now that we got it out the way with you needing to go down there and get your upgrades and everything. What's up, Marv? What's up, Betty? You need to go down there and get your upgrades. You need to go down there and get your energy, your powers, cause they calling you. Your ancestors calling you to the mounds. They call me to the mounds and everything. And this how you know I was you're being called. Everything in your day-to-day life just stop, just cease. Hey, I couldn't even get on fucking PlayStation Network. I couldn't even get on PlayStation Network. That's how fucked up that shit was. Like, I had to go down there and get right. So that's what I did. So that's why one of the reasons why I took last week off. So now, what is the Washitaw Empire? The InterCosmic Washitaw Empire. Now, like I was telling y'all, I went down there this time, meditated on the mounds, and this time the Empress Malaya takes me to one of her high priestesses by the name of Sailor. You see what I'm saying? Saila. Sailor, also fine motherfucker. She then tells me what's really going on here. She then tells me the Watchtop are a multi-dimensional collective of melanated beings who originally seeded this universe. And then I asked, what is the Watchtop connection to the Anunnaki and the Gnostics? Sailor says we taught them the advanced sciences and mystical arts that coincide with our universe. Now, the Anunnaki, who are our apprentices, term masters and children because we mixed our seeds together through royal marriages to create a super interdimensional and intercosmic dynasty and lineage. So this is what she's telling me here. Then I asked the next question. So y'all know that's deep, right? So that's why all these groups were here at one time. They had mixed in together and became one complete super dynasty. Intercosmic, interdimensional super dynasty here. So this is what you got going on. So now, here we go. I asked the next question. Are the Washitaw the oldest beings on Earth? Sailor says originally it was the Antarcticans, but they were mostly wiped out by a corrupt group of ETs that still live in a dark dimension in the inner Earth today. Fortunately, some of the Antarcticans migrated west and mixed in with us. But next to them, yes, we the Washitaw Empire, also known as the Lemurians, are the oldest beings on the planet. So, Alexis. So this is what you got going on here. Now, what is the home planet of the Washitaw? I asked next. And she said it is a planet, it is named Planet Washa in the Washitaw star system. You see what I'm saying? The Washitaw star system. Now, it's a pretty much a beautiful Earth-like planet like ours. Now, this check out what she said. We have 4 suns and 3 moons. Our planet is much like Earth. It is one big grassland with a few oceans. The beings on our planet, of course, are extremely dark, melanated, because of the ultraviolet radiation from our purple sun, Umbaka. The other sun is Mitra, which is red. The other sun is Pleioko, which is black. And the last sun, Estrella, which is green. See what I'm saying? So our royal colors are based off the colors of 3 of their 4 suns. You see what I'm saying? 3 of their 4 suns. So then I asked, what is your vibratory frequencies? Or what are y'all vibrating on right now? The Washitaw tell me we are vibrating on an 11th dimensional frequency and are working collectively toward ascending to the 12th dimensional frequency. So these motherfuckers are 11th dimensional beings. And then I asked next question, who was Empress Verdiasi? Because I want to know what was her role in all this, right? And she says, and Sailor says, she was our current Empress Malaya's earthly incarnation who was sent to reestablish the Washitaw Empire on the physical plane. I was like, oh, okay, so that makes sense. You notice this current theme of a lot of beings on this planet who go through the bullshit becomes royal beings in their next life. Why? Because they know what it's like. They have experienced the pain and suffering as a common person here, so they know what it's like to deal with their bullshit. So when they go to their next lives, seeing into their next lives, they already hip to it. So they already balanced in their sense, morally, spiritually, and physically, and mentally, and soulfully, because they have been through the trials and tribulations, struggles, and hardships that we are going through right now in the physical plane. And another being, like Brother Patty talked about him, Gary Coleman, Fairy King. See, so a lot of beings hitting the planet right now are royal beings. A lot of y'all gonna become royalty after this due to your hardships down here. So you know what it's like. So that makes you a prime candidate to be an emperor or empress, king, queen. You see what I'm saying? Queen with a W, by the way. For some reason, queen with a U is a corruption of queen with a W. That's what they told me. Just letting y'all know. So they they like to play on words. You got queen, which is the master lady, the master high lady, or the master royal sister, and then you got queen with a U, which is the corrupted statesman. You see what I'm saying? Who is playing the role of the queen? You see what I'm saying? So that's what they got going on here. So this is what's happening here. This is big business. You see what I'm saying? This is a huge paradigm we got going on here. Next, is the Washitaw Empire coming to Earth after quarantine? Sailor says yes. We are already here as your future incarnations. We are helping to heal the disruption caused by Yaldabaoth and his archonic host. So they know about this being. You know, so we not tripping with this Gnostic shit. Your cosmic, now these are your cosmic processors, because they just said they are futuristic incarnations, right? So this our process. These are our descendants. So they're letting you know that these motherfuckers is real. You see what I'm saying? These indigenous beings, anybody who hip to the Gnostic teachings know about the demon, the urge, and his archonic energies. I tell people all the time that I got a compendium of all the world mythologies. There's only two that's not in them. The Washitaw mythologies, or the indigenous North American mythologies. For us, they got the Native American mythologies for the Red Indians and everybody, but they don't have our indigenous, because they'll just be them telling on themselves. So they don't have that, and they don't have the Gnostic mythologies. And you gotta ask yourself, in a book of world mythologies that's as recent as 2013, 2014 when it came out, why ain't Gnostic mythology in there? And Gnostic mythology around 2013, 2014 was well known. The answer is, these motherfuckers don't consider Gnostic mythology to be Gnostic mythology. They know that shit is true. That shit is real. Take you a trip around the astral plane, you'll run into them. They'll find you. You ain't gotta worry about finding them. They'll find you. And I hope you're ready to do battle when they do find you. You see what I'm saying? When they do find you. So now let's continue here. Let's see. So they come into the earth. Postscript. We have all the Washitaw and earthly knowledge in our archives that we will give to you for remembrance. So we're gonna get into that a little later on in the lecture, but yes, they're gonna give everything back to you. You'll get all your memories back. All your memories. From all groups. You see what I'm saying? From all groups. Then I asked, how many years in the future are you from us in this current timeline? And Sailor says, we are 150,000 to 300,000 Earth years ahead of you. All. We are catching up to their timeline as they speak. And we are catching up to their timeline as we speak. So they anywhere from 150,000 to 300,000 years ahead of us, y'all. Damn. They're in the future. So that's saying something, right? That's a minute in Earth years. Hey, we bad make it to 60 around this bitch. You see what I'm saying? So 300,000 is up there. Now what happens? Then I asked the question: what happens when we catch up to y'all in the future? And Sailor says, you all will become us as you become more educated on intergalactic and interdimensional affairs. Let me read that one more time. What happens when we catch up to you all in the future? And Sailor says, you all will become us as you become more educated on intergalactic and interdimensional affairs. So yeah. So then I asked, what is to come? Sailor says, the Great Convergence is upon you. The prophesied alignments and events that our Mayan counterparts predicted is coming to pass. Also, the Olmecs and the Mayans are still, and the Incans are all still around, by the way. They all have their own star systems and core planets now, so they somewhere chilling as well. They also have come back as well, by the way. They also have come back. You know, they come visit, especially the Mayans. The Mayans come check on us all the time. So prepare yourselves inwardly and to some degree outwardly for the events to come. After the 21st of October, the planet will enter into a cosmic transitional phase to prep herself for this great event. You see what I'm saying? So she also tells practice shifting now. You see what I'm saying? So that your minds, bodies, spirits, and souls won't be at a complete shock when the shift happens. So I definitely want to let y'all know. Let me read that again. Practice shifting now so that your minds, bodies, spirits, and souls won't be at a complete shock when the shift happens. So there you go. Then I asked the question, where are we going after the shift? And Sailor tells me, everyone who has done the internal work will automatically shift over into the fifth dimensional Earth. From there, some of you will continue to ascend to higher dimensions. Others will be leaving on starships to return to their original universes. And others are going to prepare to fight the Great Infinity War, to destroy these archons and the Cabal once and for all. so they can't do any more damage to any more worlds and galaxies. So there you go. And then I asked, what about the ones who haven't did the internal work? Sailor then looks sad and says they will experience judgment in the form of a great solar flash. Your great solar flash. So now, let's continue here. Sailor then says, let's talk about the Washitaw installments you will be getting. Soul installments. Watchtop Solar installments you will be getting. So here's a list of them for y'all. What's up on there? What's up, Ashley? What's up, Diana? So let's talk about these Watchtop Solar installments. And then I got a little spell for y'all to activate it inside of y'all. Little inside y'all mind's eye. So let's get it. Y'all getting Washitaw genetic upgrades. So your dormant Washitaw genetics will be fully activated and enhanced. Next, you'll get physical enhancements, super strength, super speed, stamina, and endurance, etc. Next, you will be getting mental enhancements. Sharper minds, able to absorb knowledge faster, able to improve, able to improvise at a greater rate. You also going to start to tap into your hypnosis, your ocular abilities, which are your eye techniques like the Sharingan. You also going to get the copycat technique, just like another Sharingan ability, etc. Next, you get spiritual enhancements. You're going to be able to tap into the Force easier. Your ability to astral travel will be easier and more vivid. Your imagination becomes more vivid, like I said, and what you do in your imagination now affects and effects the physical plane. Notice what I said. What you do in your imagination now affects and effects the physical plane. Why? Because your imagination is a stargate and a star realm, and whatever you do in one dimension echoes into the next. And since how we are vibrating so high now, what you're doing in the astral plane is like you're doing it here too. You see what I'm saying? Or in the other plane. And so a physical manifestation of some sort is going to materialize, and you're going to be alerted to your manifestation in some shape, form, or fashion. So that's happening. Then you get your psychic senses will also get stronger as well. They're going to get upgrades and enhancements. So next, you will be receiving Washitaw Warrior Codes. They will boost your root force and solar force of your root chakra and solar plexus. Oh yeah, it's gonna be really good. Yeah, shit. Now you're going back to that golden age energy there, where you walk around with the glow like Bruce Leroy and showing up. You see what I'm saying? That's what we talking about there. That's what they were showing us, the last dragons. Now about to become the first dragons around this motherfucker. Next, Washitaw magics. You will be relearning old Washitaw magics and receiving codes for the new Washitaw magics known as Washoe, Washoe magic, the Washoe magical arts that you will use to fight with in the coming Great Infinity War. So yeah. Next, you will begin Washitaw alchemy and sciences training and upgrades. You will be receiving access codes for all Washitaw alchemies and sciences, both new and old. You will also be receiving pyramid mound secrets. You will be receiving codes for all the secret knowledge and powers of the pyramid mounds. That's coming. The Washoe martial arts forms. You will get an installment of all the Washitaw fighting manuals that you can learn and practice in your internal dojos. These will help you during the fight of the Great Infinity War. Also, you can practice once you learn them in your mind. You can also practice them in your physical body too. Teach your body as well. See what I'm saying? And they also said the 52 blocks is just one manual that survived. There are many more. Next, access to the Washitaw dimensions. You will be given access to our realm so that you can come learn anytime you feel like it. And finally, Washitaw healing methods and arts, which will allow you to heal yourselves, others, and the land you are on. Remember, you are on a cosmic battlefield right now, and enemies are everywhere. And then I got a pyramid mound story. Now I'm out here on the pyramid mounds last week chilling, and I'm sitting down on the step writing out this lecture here, actually. And while I'm writing out this lecture, these white people show up, and as soon as they showed up, I could feel and see a red energy wave that just flow through the environment. Your ability struggles in those areas. So I can see the corrupt vibration. So of course, just seeing it, it put me on high alert. So I'm sitting there watching them. They eventually they reading the post, and the little post that's out there telling what the mounds are. And so they eventually come up the steps. All of them come up the steps. It was 4 guys and 1 lady, except the lady. You know, one of them had to act out. So she walk up the steps. I'm sitting on the top step. She walk up the step, and guess what? She so-called trips on the top steps, and she lands on me, but she catches herself with her fingers. But it's what she catch herself with her. It's well and how she catch herself that make this story interesting. She catches herself like this. Sorry about that, got a phone call. She catch herself like this. You see what I'm saying? With her fingertips. She don't catch herself like that with a flat hand, or like how you would grab something when you're falling, which let me know that was a suspicious fall, right? She that was a suspicious trip. Next, what she touched me? She touched me on the back of my spine. So that's how I knew something was wrong then. I'm like, that's not, when you fall, first of all, you're not going to catch yourself with your fucking fingertips. Second of all, why of all places to try to catch yourself, you don't grab me on my shoulder or anywhere else? You know, I'm a big dude, so it's hard to miss my shoulders, right? So she touched me on my spine. And it was then I realized, oh, this bitch a witch. That's when it hit me. This bitch a witch. Cause when she touched me on my spine, all of a sudden that touch ain't just go away. You know, when a person touch you, the energetic print just disappear. No, that print ain't go away. And you know, you just can feel like energy leaving you all of a sudden. It's like, oh, that bitch just tried to vamp me. You see what I'm saying? That bitch just tried to vamp me. So I had to go inside myself and purify the energy. I ain't gonna lie to you. I flipped out. I was like, all right, I gotta keep my composure, or I'm gonna have to whoop every fucking white person ass here in this moment in time for that shit. So I leave the perimeter, and I go to the other side of the site. And I ain't gonna lie to you, I hunted that bitch down the astral plane and force choked that hoe. I ain't gonna lie to you. I had to let that bitch know. Bitch, you fucking up. You fucking up, bitch. I'm a motherfucking self assassin. I need you to know that. So she had to get hers. Cause I know she actually fucking intentionally did that shit. You see what I'm saying? Bitch, how you trip on the top step? Not any of the other steps, and those are big ass steps. I mean, the steps about, like, this is the distance of the steps when you're walking. So you actually have to take, you can actually take a couple of other steps before you even step up the next one, because you know our ancestors was giants. So this bitch was trying to drain me of my energy. You see what I'm saying? She was, you know, they always out here vamping you. So while I was up there on the mountain getting my shit, and this is why a lot of white people are in jeopardy of being destroyed right here, for this reason. Cause when I was on the mound started to vibrate while all 5 of them was on the mound, the 5 elements speaking. And so the mound and the Washitaw ancestors said that they will all be destroyed. This is why a lot of them gonna be destroyed right here, because of the fuck shit they be doing with these arcanic magics. You see what I'm saying? And the worst part is, the fuck shit that they be doing with these arcanic magics is actually, you know, they vamping you with fucking etiquette. You see what I'm saying? With niceties. Like, bitch, you can't be nice vamping me. Bitch, vampirism is vampirism, whether you be nice about it or not. You see what I'm saying? So they got this horrible thing where they'll take your energy and then apologize for taking your energy, like it's okay that you know, I need to borrow that. But I apologize for borrowing that. Nah, bitch, you fucking up. It is what it is. It is what it is. So yeah, I had to fuck that hoe up. So she then comes back in dark space with her little wand. Yeah, with her little wand to try to challenge me, you know, in the realms. Oh yeah, I fucked that hoe up, yeah. I vaporized that bitch, disintegrated that hoe. Yeah, she got hers. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I pulled up again just to see if that bitch passed out or something. But I couldn't find her. So luckily the ancestors were like, yeah, you find that hoe, you may kill that hoe today. So we just took her out the scenery. They called was still there, but I didn't see them. So yeah, she had it coming, y'all. I ain't even gonna lie to you. See, you in a cosmic battlefield always and forever until you get off this shit, and they gonna fight you to the bitter motherfucking end. I cannot stress that enough. They gonna fight you. These archons is going to fight you to the bitter end. They are not going to stop until the day this shit be destroyed. So I need y'all to get on your shit. Get on your shit. Get on your protection magic. Keep your shields up. Practice your cloaking abilities. Practice your reversal magic. Your magical jujitsu around here. Practice all that, cause you never know when you gonna come across the enemy, both on the physical plane and the spiritual plane. And a lot of times you ain't gonna be able to deal with their ass on the spiritual plane, cause me knocking the fuck out of a white woman would have put my ass in jail. But this astro assassin, this soul assassin, know a thing or two about occult warfare. So I ain't gotta fuck you up on the physical plane. I can fuck your spirit and soul up on the astral plane, and now you sick in the bed for the next 3 or 4 days as a punishment for fucking with the Sith assassin around here. Darth Maul and Plagueis, baby. Darth Maul and Plagueis. So now, let's continue here. So now, back to these installments. These installments are for all indigenous earthlings, whether they hear this lecture or not. So now, so yeah, I want y'all to know that this installment is for all indigenous earthlings, whether they hear this lecture or not. So even though they don't hear this, they still gonna get these upgrades, cause the Washitaw are the second most powerful beings on the planet. They even precede the Anunnaki and the Gnostics, of course the Gnostics, and the ancient Egyptians and Nubians. They the second oldest beings on the planet is next to the Antarcticans. So since the Antarcticans been wiped out, they are now the true and living sovereign overseers of what goes on the planet. Goes on the planet right now. So what they said goes for everybody by default. It trickles down to all the younger indigenous bloodlines by default. You see what I'm saying? So now, finally, the last part of the lecture. Yeah, last part. The Washitaw installments activation spell. Let us get it. This is what the Washitaw priest said. Come to us, the Washitaw priest, as we teach you how to tap into and harness these new Watchtop Soul installments. Hone in on us with your mind's eye in your meditations. We Washitaw priests wear black robes trimmed with green lining with a red diamond on our shoulders. Inside it is a purple phoenix, which we also have a giant version of it on our backs as well. We wield sun discs that channel solar energies. The sun discs are made of pure gold. We are tall, melanated beings of the darker hues. We wear a headed bracelet with ankh charms on them. We wear a beaded bracelet on their wrist. My bad. We wear a beaded bracelet on their wrist with ankh charms on the bracelet. Fire shit, by the way. You know. We ask you to kneel as we use our sun disc to transfer these solar energies from our sun, transfer these solar energies from the disc in the form of golden beams of light to you, which will activate and supercharge you. This will fully awaken you to your Washoe Titan powers. So come, dance with the Titans of old and new, as we grant these soul installments, these soul enhancements upon you. Sincerely, the Washitaw Councils. So I'm going to read that one more time. Come to us, the Washitaw priests, as we teach you how to tap into and harness these new Washitaw soul installments. Hone in on us with your mind's eye. We Washitaw priests wear black robes trimmed with green lining with the red diamond on our shoulders. Inside it is a purple phoenix, which we also have a giant version of it on our backs as well. We wield sun discs that channel solar energies. The sun discs are made of pure gold. We are tall melanated beings of the darker hues. We wear a beaded bracelet on our wrist with ankh charms on them. Now, we ask you to kneel as we use our solar disc to transfer these solar energies from the disc in the form of golden beams of light to you, which will activate and supercharge you. This will fully awaken you to your Washitaw Titan powers. So come, dance with the Titans of old and new, as we grant these soul enhancements upon you. Sincerely, the Washitaw Councils. So there y'all go. There y'all go. There y'all go. Return of the Ancient Ones, baby, part 2. So, any questions? Any questions? Any questions? Cheryl, right? Have I seen the video with platinum lightsaber and quantum stealth cloaking? Shaking my head. No, I hadn't even seen that. You might have sent me that, Cheryl. That sound fire. So, any questions before I roll out? Very appreciated, no problem. That's what we do. Charles, am I going to publish that? You talking about the spill? If y'all want me to publish it, I publish it. Ain't that long. I'm got a couple paragraphs. Yeah, I can publish that so y'all can see it. Cheryl, come to them in meditation, correct? Yes. Yes, Cheryl. Come to them in meditation. Nathan Reels, when they come, they really already here, but you'll see all your melanated family members after quarantine is lifted. And the Great Convergence happens and we shift out of there. Shift out of here, my bad. Lord, do I do one-on-one questions and answers? Yes. And they just hit me up in Messenger. Debbie, what about the children? The children aren't going to automatically sin. That's why they're trying to kidnap them before they do that. Because most of the children are automatically warriors. Check out Exxon 7 and the rest of them. His quad. Shit. So, but they already ascended masters here. They, whatever we had to work for, they got automatically. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah. What's up, Mustafa? Shirok, y'all, do I know if the power should fully activate our junk DNA in December from the 21st to the end of the month? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You're going to get all your powers back after quarantine. See, the only thing that's stopping you from really truly getting powers, you can practice them as well, but for them to fully come out of you, is y'all know these bodies been compromised, so you need new bodies. That's why you're having such a hard time fully manifesting your powers on this plane. And this plane has been compromised. Another problem as well. So all these going to all this is going to be resolved from the Great Convergence on down. So, yeah. Ezel, what's lifting out the body? Go had that dream. Lifting out the body or out of body experience is your ability to use your spirit to astral travel. But you don't need your physical body to astral travel. You can just do it in spirit. So yeah. But if you asking me, I'm thinking that's what you're asking me when you said lifting out the body. What's up, Talita? Well, all right. Y'all don't have any other questions. Marvin Jones, y'all put the word out. Share this with your friends. Turn on the Ancient Ones, baby. Part 2. They'll know where it is. You know, if y'all want to check out my other coalitions, hit me up at the middle of the hour order. Y'all want to Cashapp or donate. Hit me up at mcjnetwork. And I'm out. Peace.